I gotta say, we as Spider-Man fans are eating immaculately good as of late. With the Spider-Verse films, the Insomniac Spider-Man games, and Tom Holland's stint as the wall crawler, we have been enjoying quite a bit of content from our friendly neighborhood webhead these last couple of years. And now we can add to the list an incredible show that I just enjoyed to pieces. And wait a moment. Is it just me, or something weird happening? Hey, wait a sec.
Okay, that was very Oh, wait. Hold the phone. My voice sounds different. And I'm black and white. It seems that the multiverse shenanigans have even reached my channel. How about that? Well, I guess there's nothing I can really do about it except to say, hello everybody, GamingOtakuGeek here, and, well, as is the theme befitting of this video, I am going to be talking a little bit about Spider-Noir, which is the latest Spider-Man project that came to us via Amazon Prime Video through Sony and Marvel, and let me say this is a project that I am so happy got through, got greenlit, and was produced because it really is one of the best pieces of Spider-Man media that we have gotten, ever. It is so unique in its presentation. It's quite unlike anything that we've ever seen when it comes to Spider-Man as a character on our TV screens. And for those wondering, yes, Spider-Noir as a character has existed for a bit. And no, not just from the Spider-Verse movies, but he also had a comic back in the day, as well as appearing in the video game Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. So the character definitely already has his roots in pop culture, but it is because of the Spider-Verse films that the character gained more popularity and more of a spotlight. The coolest thing about this whole endeavor is the fact that Nicolas Cage, who plays Ben Reilly in the show, also voiced Spider-Noir in Into the Spider-Verse. So the fact that we get to have the same actor portray the role in live action as well as in animated form is just so badass. By the time this video is up, it'll have been 2 weeks since this series premiered on Amazon Prime on May 27th. While I thought that this series would have come to us on a week by week basis, we actually got all 8 episodes. They all dropped on the same day. Naturally, after watching the first episode, I just had to binge this, and I actually did it in about a day or two. I would have probably done it in a day, but because I was working, I didn't have time to binge through all of it in one single day. But the point of the matter is, I watched all 8 episodes, and I absolutely adored this series to pieces. You won't have to worry about spoilers here because these are just my general thoughts overall because I just really wanted to take a moment to gush about this show because it is just so well done. It is so meticulously directed and produced. Every facet of it you can tell that it is made with so much love and so much passion. It is truly just something to marvel at, pun totally intended. To give a brief synopsis of the show, though, the story centers on Ben Reilly, a private investigator who used to moonlight as the Spider, but due to a personal tragedy gave up the mantle 5 years prior to the show's events. Abandoning the mantle as New York's superhero and simply just continuing on board as the Private Eye. He goes through the day-to-day until a mystery pulls him back into the fray, therefore giving Ben no choice but to don the mantle of the Spider once more. But that's about all I'll really say about the story because this is something that you should just really watch for yourself so that you can fully appreciate how the episodes structure the story. It is just so well done. Again, it is just a great watch. It is such an easy watch. Like, you can really sit down and just, go through each episode and then be left wanting more, but in the best way. And after having watched all 8 episodes, all I gotta say is, Sony, where was this creativity all this time? Because you're telling me that you had this in your pocket, yet we were subjected to basically a Spider-Man universe of villain movies, anti-hero movies without Spider-Man in them, when we could have had this all along. Because on all other fronts, Spider-Man has been thriving. Because in the MCU, he has enjoyed quite a bit of a stint. In video games, Insomniac is just knocking it out of the park. And in animation, Spider-Verse is like truly the epitome of Spider-Man stories as well. But on the Sony front, oh my god, I mean, the less said about it, the better. I mean, yeah, at least the Venom trilogy was the more entertaining aspects of that whole universe, quote unquote, but all the other films, dumpster fire to say the least. Like, literally, as I was watching each episode, I was like, where was this the entire time? This entire stretch of time that we could have had another Spider Man on the Sony side of things, but yet these people deliberately chose not to. It just boggles my mind. But anyway, enough of that. What I want to say is that this is a series that everyone should give a try, and the fact that you're able to watch it either in black and white or in full color is such a unique concept to me. And, it's really impressive because no show out there or no movie will go out of their way to do that. For my first watch, I chose to go the black and white route, and the cinematography, the lighting, the angles, everything was so immaculately done and, in black and white that I'm like, okay, I will definitely want to rewatch the series in color just to see how everything looks, with saturated colors and all that. Yes, the show is that good, and having two options to go with is absolutely fantastic. Nicolas Cage absolutely slays it as Ben Riley, and sidebar on that, I appreciate that they went with Ben Riley because that way they were able to consolidate not using the name Peter Parker because for some odd reason they're not able to have multiple Peter Parkers in live action meandering about. They only want to have one, which is the MCU one, and then for the Sony one, it's like no, no, we can't have a Peter Parker. So this is a fantastic way to remedy that, to go around that because Ben Riley is the name of the clone from the Clone Saga from back in the day. Like, that's a really neat little reference. But as I was saying, Nick really kills it, and I love his performance. I love the cynicism. I love the really sarcastic humor, and the way he carries himself is such a unique interpretation on the character of Spider-Man, and especially because this particular iteration kills. He doesn't abide by the no-kill rule. He will kill if he has to, and it's such a refreshing take. I really love that. And luckily, Ben Riley doesn't have to carry the series alone because the supporting cast of characters is just as good and complements Ben and the world of 1930s New York in such a fun way that I was really, really enthralled and intrigued and invested in all of these side characters. Frankie, Janet Ruiz, Joe Robertson, they were all characters that complemented Ben Riley and were not hindrances to him. They were all fascinating, intriguing, and entertaining supporting characters that I wanted to get to know more because they were just that well written. The villains that they chose were also great, and it was so cool getting to see the 30s iteration of what these characters would have looked like from that time period. With a fantastic level of camp, sass, humor, drama, sadness, grittiness, and gripping action sequences, Spider-Noir really is the total complete package. The dialogue, the quips, the jokes, all of these aspects were fantastically well done, and the humor was well balanced with the drama because the humor did not overtake the dramatic moments because the dramatic moments were actually allowed to breathe, and the funny moments did not overstay their welcome, which is absolutely great. That is the perfect balance to strike. All of it was so well done that by the end, I was left wanting more. And again, in the best possible way, because by the time that this series ended, I was like, "Oh man, it's already the end? But I want more." The reassuring thing here is that if this is just a one and done proposition, it really does feel like it because the story wraps up nicely in a way that doesn't leave any lingering threads. But I do hope that with how successful and how popular this show, has become, I do hope that this means that we might hopefully get at least a season 2, maybe a season 3. Heck, if this were a 5-season show, I would not complain because I want to explore more of this world. I want to see more of what Ben Riley and friends are up to, and I want to see what other foes he goes up against. But alas, whether or not another season gets confirmed, that is yet to be seen. But I truly hope that they at least consider it because this was such a wonderful and fantastic and refreshing take on the Spider-Man mythos that it would be a shame if we only had the one season. But again, if one season is all we get, it was a quality product, a quality piece of television that everyone should give, a try. If anything, I hope that the lesson Sony takes away from this show, from the success that it is enjoying, is that they can explore other projects that have actual spider people, and we do not have to endure another universe of non-Spider-Man Spider-Man projects. Like, there is a literal multiverse of spider characters. You can draw from an infinite number of them, so the possibilities are literally endless. I just hope that this marks the beginning of a Sony renaissance when it comes to their Spider Man projects, because honestly, if we get more quality content like this, consider me seated because I will binge through anything that they offer. All this to say, Spider-Noir was simply marvelous.
Wait, oh. Well, I guess we are back and in living color. But anyway, what I was saying was Spider-Noir was simply marvelous. And with that, those are my thoughts on this incredible, amazing, sensational, spectacular show. Now I want to hear from you. What did you think of Spider-Noir? Did you enjoy the show? Who are your favorite characters? And do you hope that, like me, this show gets another season or 2 or 3? Whatever you think, let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe. But anyways, until next time, this has been Gaming Otaku Geek, signing out.